Meowdy folks, the spotlight for May 2023 is Sonia Birch, any pronouns. This interview has no content warnings. It's pretty wholesome. Land acknowledgement. We want to acknowledge the Coast Salish,
the Tsawwassen, the Semiahmoo, and the Kwantlen people.
What are your signs?
I go by both my Eastern and Western signs for a combination. So that makes me a water sign with Cancer, but then it also makes me a fire snake. So I'm pretty steamy.
And how do you identify?
I identify as neurodiverse, mostly being that I know for a fact that I am dyslexic, but there are probably other things in there that I don't know about. I'm pansexual, panromantic, and pangender. So
Wonderful.
You literally cannot misgender me.
For those listening to this later, Sonia also has a wonderful pan flag behind him. It's wonderful. Okay, what are your special interests, your hobbies, any favorite fandoms?
See, I really had to think about that when you had put that out, because I have been a parent since I was 17. I'm now 45. I literally have not had the time, not a complaint, just a fact, to pursue any of my hobbies or interests. So I really had to think about it. I mostly at this point, when I can squeak in some video games, currently hooked on Animal Crossing. I can't stop. So video games of a wide variety. I love the theater. I used to be in an acting group. Unfortunately, now that's just not a thing that I can do, but I love watching theater. I love being in plays. And I might not be good at poetry, as good at poetry as I used to be, or I thought I used to be, but I do love writing and reading poetry.
That's wonderful. I also love plays. I actually took a poetry class twice in college. I took one like after I graduated because I could take free classes after graduating. And yeah, it's wonderful. I also enjoy the theater, so I love that we have that count. Let's see. How did you find the Clowder? Do you want to tell us your origin story with the community?
Actually, it goes all the way back to the Transverse. Okay. Technically, it goes all the way back to Facebook, because I don't know how to. I just thought, oh, Facebook has a dating app. Let's see what this dating app is. On this dating app, I found Charlotte. And Charlotte at the time lived maybe about 45 minutes away from me. She's since moved further with her significant other. Anyway, I found Charlotte. Charlotte and I talked. We connected as good friends, and it was really nice to talk with her. She's the one that told me that she was part of the Transverse. I got involved with the Transverse. I didn't know what a Twitch was, other than if my body unintentionally does it. I knew nothing about Discord. I was one of those people that was so green that I didn't know what the frickin' frack I was doing. But anyway, I through help from Charlotte and a number of the other people on the Transverse I got on. As I was on there, Charlotte had said, "Hey, I noticed that you're doing really good with this, that, and the other thing. What would you like to be a mod?" And then I got with Danny. And at the time, Danny was the head of all the mods on Twitch. And I'm like, what's a mod? Don't know what I'm doing, that kind of thing. And she was very patient. They were all very patient with me. A long story, a little bit longer. I was a mod. And at the time, I think it was in October. I can't remember exactly when the Creator Summit was. But on the Transverse, they did a Creator Summit. They did a 2-part. You, my friend, happened to be on the first part of the Creator Summit that I was modding for. I was introduced to you through the Transverse, through the Creator Summit. I really enjoyed the answers that you were giving when you were allowed to speak.
There were many personalities in that room that day.
There were many wonderful personalities. But that's how I got to know you, because then I didn't know that you had much else going on, but you became involved with the Transverse. And therefore, I was able to easily find you and find your Discord, and there.
I love that. It's been so wonderful to have you involved with the community. I feel like it's extra special that you and your offspring get to mod together. It's not common, I don't think, to have parent-child mod team places. It feels special to me, at least.
No, it's funny because at the time that I joined, just as a person, as a viewer and what have you, was when Avery, my second oldest, came out and said, hey, I'm non-binary. I'm not going to totally talk completely about where they were leaning and how they identify, because that's not for me to say, but they had these things that they were talking about. And I'm like, oh, wow, I just joined the Clowder, which is primarily non-binary people. Maybe you would like to join, because I knew that they were interested in Discord, and they've been on Discord, and being younger than me, they were all over it. They knew how to program that microwave that your grandparents didn't know how to do, kind of thing.
Yeah, totally.
So I got them involved, but through that and talking with Rylan, I'd let Rylan know about the Transverse and about the Clowder. And of course, at the time, as far as we knew, we were cisgender white women. And it was a process through being on the Transverse, being in contact with you and all the wonderful family of the Clowder. We realized who we really were.
I love that. So what do you contribute to the Clowder today?
Right now, I'm mostly a Twitch mod. I mostly have the privilege to be there to watch your shenanigans on Wednesday nights. Being very busy with twins, one being a special needs child, I don't have a lot of spoons. I'm just realizing how much mental capacity I don't have. It's something I never thought about. I didn't think about measuring spoons until 5 years ago. It didn't mean anything to me. It was nothing. And now I'm like, wow, this is a thing. Yeah. But I am actually trying to get more active too, to be there for you and the family more often through other streams too.
No, we're lucky to have you around for any of the streams that you're around for, and you still need time for you to play and have fun.
I need my Animal Crossing. These people will die without me, I'm telling you.
That's right. They'll get all passive aggressive about how you've been gone for so long.
I know. Or they'll just up and leave me, and I just can't deal with that rejection.
So Sonja, what do you love about the Clowder? Why is the community and its content important to you?
I'm not even going to think about what I actually wrote there, because there's so much that I can't even put on a page. I can't even talk without crying. I can't tell you very well how much you, Meowster, your beautiful wife, and everybody that I have personally met and spoken to means to me. Because the level of support, the fact that maybe I explain more about me and who I am, but I don't have to. I just have to say meh, and people know what meh means. You know what I mean? Yeah, where do you get that? You don't get that many places. And even the people that don't know me, even the people that I haven't spoken to, I can still feel them. Like I read the Discord. I don't say much because I honestly half the time don't feel like I have anything much to say. Not self-deprecating, I promise. I just don't feel like I have much to say. But honestly, let's use the word because I'm using it in a sentence. You all helped save me and find out who me is. So.
Just offering a breath of gratitude for our community and the way that it opens possibilities for people to like self-actualize and become who they are. Thank you for sharing that with us. It's wonderful. The last question I have is, please share your gratitude for our patrons in your own words. Feel free to share anything you've been able to buy with tips or patronage currently, or if you started receiving funds in the future, what sort of things you'd be able to afford with that type of support.
I don't take any money that has been offered at the moment. I don't know that I will. I'm just not at the moment. But that doesn't mean that I'm not grateful to all the people that have supported, because everybody that has put money in there, they put money in for you. They put money in for operating, like just operations alone, forget about personal things. They put money in to help this community to continue to go reach the me's of the world. And not only does this community reach the me's of this world, it also does help in a very gentle and educational way, not in your face, what it is like to be non-binary and transgender, because so many people are still confused. Heck, half of us are still confused. All the money that goes in helps everybody out there. Plus, I'm just grateful about how much that helps you too and your personal family. So I honestly do say with all my heart and all my being that everybody that puts money in is loved and appreciated by me, because you're showing your love out there too. I don't know, I'm kind of starting to babble. I do that.
I do appreciate the love and gratitude, Sonja. Thank you so much for being my interview for today. Folks, if you'd like to learn more about Sonja, you can check out tiktok.com/at Sonja Birch, SONJABIRCH. What did y'all think about this post? Let me know in the comments, and we'll see you next month.